Even today, the name evokes a sense of awe and tragedy. This British passenger liner, the largest ship of its time, was considered a marvel of engineering, even called unsinkable by some. Yet, on a cold April night in 1912, this symbol of human ingenuity met a tragic end, colliding with an iceberg on its maiden voyage. The Titanic sank in the early hours of April 15, 1912, taking with it over 1,500 souls. The disaster sent shockwaves across the globe, forever etching the ship's name into the annals of history. Over a century later, the Titanic continues to captivate our imagination. Its story serves as a stark reminder of the power of nature and the fragility of human life. The sinking of the Titanic remains one of the deadliest maritime disasters in history, a tragedy that continues to fascinate and intrigue us. Its story is a tapestry woven from tales of human ambition, technological marvels, and unimaginable loss. We are drawn to the story not just because of its scale, but because it offers a glimpse into a bygone era, a time of opulent luxury and stark social divides, all set against the backdrop of a vast and unforgiving ocean. The Titanic was born from ambition and a thirst for innovation. It was a time when the world was captivated by the possibilities of engineering and the promise of new frontiers. The brainchild of the White Star Line, the Titanic was intended to be the crown jewel of their fleet, a symbol of their dominance in transatlantic travel. The company envisioned a ship that would not only be the largest, but also the most luxurious vessel ever to sail the seas.
Construction began in 1909 at the Harland and Wolff shipyard in Belfast, Ireland, a monumental undertaking that involved thousands of workers. These men toiled day and night, their efforts culminating in a ship that would become a legend. The ship's statistics were staggering for the time. It was a marvel of modern engineering, a testament to human ingenuity and determination. It measured over 882 feet in length and could displace over 52,000 tons of water. This immense size was unprecedented, making the Titanic the largest man-made moving object of its time. Its hull, divided into 16 watertight compartments, was designed to contain flooding in case of an accident. This innovative feature was intended to make the ship virtually unsinkable, a claim that would later be tragically disproven. This design feature, coupled with its sheer size, led to the widespread belief that the Titanic was virtually unsinkable. The confidence in its safety was so high that it carried only enough lifeboats for a fraction of its passengers.
The Titanic was not just a feat of engineering, it was also a floating palace. It boasted opulent staterooms, grand staircases, a swimming pool, a gymnasium, and a variety of other amenities that were unheard of at the time, and even a Turkish bath. These luxurious features were designed to attract the wealthiest passengers, offering them an experience of unparalleled comfort and elegance. The ship was designed to cater to the wealthy elite, with first-class passengers enjoying unparalleled luxury during their journey. The first-class dining room was a masterpiece of design, offering gourmet meals and an atmosphere of refined sophistication. The differences between the classes on board were stark, reflecting the social hierarchy of the time. While first-class passengers enjoyed lavish accommodations, third-class passengers traveled in more modest conditions, though still better than many other ships of the era. The Titanic represented the pinnacle of Edwardian-era shipbuilding and luxury travel. It was a symbol of human achievement, a floating testament to the era's technological advancements and societal aspirations. However, beneath the surface of opulence and technological confidence, there lay a fatal flaw, a vulnerability that would ultimately seal the ship's fate. The insufficient number of lifeboats and the overconfidence in the ship's design would prove to be catastrophic. The very belief in its invulnerability would contribute to the complacency that led to disaster. The Titanic's story is a poignant reminder of the limits of human hubris and the unpredictable power of nature. On April 10, 1912, the RMS Titanic embarked on its maiden voyage from Southampton, England, bound for New York City. This was not just any voyage, it was a journey that had captured the imagination of people around the world. The Titanic was the largest and most luxurious ship of its time, a marvel of modern engineering and a symbol of human ingenuity. Excitement filled the air as the massive liner, filled with passengers from all walks of life, set sail on what was considered the epitome of luxury travel. Families, friends and onlookers gathered at the docks to bid farewell, their faces beaming with pride and joy. The Titanic was not just a ship, it was a floating palace, promising an unparalleled experience of comfort and opulence. The passenger list was a microcosm of society, a mix of the wealthy elite, aspiring middle-class families, and immigrants seeking a better life in America. Among the first-class passengers were some of the wealthiest and most influential people of the time, including industrialists, businessmen and socialites. The middle-class passengers, many of whom had saved for years to afford the trip, were eager to experience the luxury that the Titanic promised. And then there were the immigrants, filled with hope and dreams of a new beginning in the land of opportunity. The atmosphere on board was a mixture of excitement and anticipation, with passengers eager to experience the grandeur of the millionaire's special. The first-class passengers enjoyed exclusive amenities such as a swimming pool, a gymnasium and fine dining rooms, while the second and third-class passengers found their own ways to enjoy the journey, exploring the ship and making new friends. The first few days of the voyage passed without incident, a testament to the calm seas and the festive mood on board. The weather was perfect, the sea was calm, and the ship sailed smoothly through the waters. Passengers spent their days lounging on the deck, enjoying the fresh sea air and marveling at the vastness of the ocean. Passengers indulged in the lavish amenities, dined on gourmet meals and reveled in the excitement of the journey. The dining rooms were filled with the sounds of laughter and conversation as passengers enjoyed exquisite dishes prepared by world-class chefs. The ship's luxurious interiors, adorned with elegant furnishings and intricate details, added to the sense of grandeur and sophistication. Little did anyone know that this journey of dreams and aspirations would soon turn into a nightmare. As the days passed, the mood on board remained cheerful and optimistic, with passengers looking forward to their arrival in New York. But beneath the surface, danger was lurking, and the ship's crew was about to face a challenge that would test their skills and resolve. As the Titanic steamed westward, messages crackled through the airwaves, warnings from other ships of icebergs in the area. The ship's radio operators received multiple warnings about the presence of icebergs, but these messages were often overshadowed by the sheer confidence in the Titanic's invincibility. The ship was equipped with the latest technology and safety features, and many believed that it was unsinkable. These warnings, though acknowledged, did not fully penetrate the air of confidence and complacency that pervaded the ship. The officers and crew were experienced and well-trained, and they trusted in the ship's design and capabilities. Passengers, too, were largely unaware of the potential danger, continuing to enjoy the voyage without a hint of worry. The Titanic, sailing at near its top speed, continued on its course, unaware of the danger lurking beneath the seemingly calm surface of the North Atlantic. The ship's powerful engines propelled it forward, cutting through the water with ease. The night was clear, and the stars shone brightly in the sky, giving no indication of the peril that lay ahead. The stage was set for a tragedy that would forever alter the course of maritime history. As the ship sailed into the night, the temperature dropped and the sea grew colder. Icebergs, hidden in the darkness, loomed ahead, waiting to make their presence known. The events that would unfold in the coming hours would leave an indelible mark on the world, a reminder of the fragility of human endeavors and the power of nature. On the night of April 14th, 1912, a sense of unease settled over the Titanic. The ship, a marvel of modern engineering, was on its maiden voyage, carrying over 2,000 passengers and crew. The air was filled with excitement and confidence, but beneath the surface, there was an undercurrent of tension. The air was bitterly cold, the sea eerily calm. It was an unusual stillness, one that seemed to whisper of impending danger. The stars shone brightly in the clear sky, but the absence of the moon made the night darker and more foreboding. Despite the warnings of ice, the Titanic maintained its course and speed, a testament to the prevailing belief in the ship's invincibility. The crew had received multiple ice warnings throughout the day, but the ship's schedule was tight and there was pressure to make good time. The night was moonless and the visibility was poor, making it difficult to spot potential hazards. The lookouts, stationed high in the crow's nest, strained their eyes against the darkness, knowing that icebergs could be lurking just out of sight. At 11:40 p.m., a lookout in the crow's nest spotted a dark shape looming directly ahead. The shape grew larger and more defined as the ship drew closer, revealing itself to be a massive iceberg.
Iceberg right ahead.
The chilling words pierced the silence, sending a jolt through the ship. The crew sprang into action, but the time to react was painfully short. The Titanic was traveling at a high speed, and the iceberg was dangerously close. The Titanic's crew, though trained for emergencies, struggled to react quickly enough to avoid the looming iceberg. Orders were shouted, and the ship's wheel was turned hard to port, but the massive vessel was slow to respond. The ship grazed the iceberg along its starboard side, a glancing blow that belied the severity of the damage. The sound of the collision was a low, grinding roar that reverberated through the ship. The impact, though seemingly minor at first, ripped open a series of gashes in the Titanic's hull, breaching several of its watertight compartments. The ship's designers had boasted of its watertight integrity, but the damage was too extensive. Seawater rushed in, flooding the lower decks of the ship at an alarming rate. The crew worked frantically to seal off the breached compartments, but the water was relentless, pouring in faster than they could contain it. The unsinkable Titanic had been mortally wounded. The realization dawned slowly at first, but as the water continued to rise, the gravity of the situation became undeniable. What followed was a chaotic and heart-wrenching sequence of events as the crew and passengers grappled with the realization that their seemingly invincible ship was doomed. Lifeboats were lowered, but there were not enough for everyone on board. The collision shattered the illusion of safety and plunged the Titanic into a desperate fight for survival. The night that had begun with such promise ended in tragedy, as the great ship slipped beneath the icy waters of the Atlantic, taking with it the hopes and dreams of all who had believed in its invincibility.